This week on the podcast we have
The Division lines and the end of the Connect.
Assassin's Creed and Gears of War 3.
Me, Him, Her, and Far Cry Primal.
Smash Brothers and Moonlight Greatswords.
Hey, who was that? I think that's Max, our special guest star on the official Team DBAH Podcast number 131. Come join us, why don't you?
Sure. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the official Team DBAH Podcast number 131. I'm Charlie Danger 82, and with us tonight we have Craig.
Hello.
We have Heather.
Yellow.
And you might have seen him guest starring in the BloodBorne Chalice Dungeon Crawling episode with Trogdor6135 and myself. We have one of the newer members of Team DBAH, a special guest star, Max.
Hey, I forgot that I was in that.
Glad it meant so much to you. It really helps me to sleep well at night.
I just have
you.
shit memory, that's all.
And apparently I have shit friends who don't remember our times together.
Listen,
I
just don't care. I hope you're not hurt by that.
Max, of course, is
not his
the
problem.
beast when he comes to BloodBorne. He is what level are you currently?
Oh, thank you. I am 287 right now, or 285 maybe. I think 285.
That's a lot of Bloodborns.
That's a lot of
Right there.
Bloodborne.
So I assume that game doesn't have a cap.
It
Oh.
does. Every stat caps at 99, so I don't remember how many stats there are. I think there might be 6 or 7. So whatever 99 times 6 or 7 is, that's where you stop.
Okay.
Wow. That's Jesus Christ.
A lot of math that I want to do.
Yeah.
And let's see. I think I've beaten the game twice with my main character, and I'm on like level 1. I want to say like 157. So you can only imagine how many times Max has beaten the game. Because he's just a
I had an unhealthy time with that game.
filthy animal. I was playing it with Dave before we started tonight.
Oh yeah? How's that going?
That's good. We killed Ram and we killed the one reborn. I gotta tell you, I feel so embarrassed. I actually died to the one reborn. It was
That happens. I
so
got
pathetic.
killed too without even touching it. You know those stairs that you have to go up to kill the bell ringers?
Yes.
Before I was able to even get the stairs, its leg just came off screen and one-shotted me. I was like, oh, alright.
That's fucking one reborn. I swear. It looks like the sky is pooping when it comes out.
It
Oh
does.
my.
It's disgusting.
It's very disgusting.
Craig, I can't wait till you see this. And he just lands. He's like, if someone ate nothing but bones, and then sat down and like had like 3 or 4 milkshakes.
Oh dear.
It's just like that's what comes out of the sky. And
That really was
And
the
that's-
first boss where I was like, wow, that's... what?
From Software, you fucking freaks.
Mm-hmm.
So can
But
you
it
play
is good to.
Bloodborne
What's that?
multiple times with the one character?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you can keep just going through it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's it goes into new game plus every time you go through.
Oh, okay.
So Max is on like new game plus.
Extra plus.
That's plus. I think it might-
110%.
110. Maybe. It's possible. Actually, I think it's
Yeah.
more like 7.
Well, it's possible, but I think it's more like 7.
I think it's more like 7.
He's
At a
modest.
certain-
He's very modest.
I thought we were still talking about percents, and I got confused for a second.
Oh.
Oh, you.
Oh, me.
But it's good to have you on tonight, Max.
Oh, I appreciate being on. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes. It's some sad news is happening lately. It would seem that Microsoft Game Studio is going apeshit bonkers and everything's just being closed.
That's something.
What's going on with that, Craig?
I think Microsoft is closing Lionsgate.
Lionhead?
Lionsgate is the movie studio.
I was like,
It is.
Lion Gates
Yeah.
movies.
They
I
were
don't
the
think they have
creators of Fable. I know
Probably,
they're-
yes.
They are working on the next one, and that's not going to happen.
That's crazy. And I heard that the Kinect studio is also closing.
Yeah, that's the rumors swirling around that all their Kinect stuff is going to go away,
I wonder if they're
or
going
I don't
to
know what
VR.
they're doing with it. Maybe.
I think that would serve George right because it would be perfect karma. Because I said, I asked him one time, I'm like, how is it easier to do stuff on the Xbox One than it is on the PS4? I said, whenever I go to record something on my PS4, I just press a button and there it is. It's like, and I got to go through 7 buttons to go through and get it on the Xbox One. He's like, no, it's simpler on the Xbox One because all I got to say is Xbox, Twitch, record. I'm like, okay, fine, but I don't have the Eye of Sauron on my TV, and now it's coming back to haunt him. The eye has turned its gaze to George,
It has.
and it's saying, I'm leaving.
Oh, that's sad.
I
Did
mean,
George
they're
ever
not
get
going
his
to
game?
forcibly take it from him, so it's not really.
There's a sequence that happens when something is called by Microsoft where small little jets appear on the side of it, and it just rockets into the heavens.
You know those Amazon drones? It's like that.
It just flies through the window and breaks all your shit. No, just take it. Just take it. Leave me alone. God.
God, remember when they were demoing the new Kinect and how it was? I remember it was just like, wow, there's a lot of money going into this thing. This thing is insane, and now it's dead. It's just dead in the water.
The whole kids on stage doing the Disney thing, the highly scripted Disney thing.
Oh, not even that. I mean was that for the first Kinect or was that for the Kinect 2?
I think that was for the first Kinect because that's when that weirdo guy was saying, "It's perfect 1-to-1 representation of you on your avatar. Watch." And he lifted his foot up, and the foot like did some weird ass spasm thing, tying in a knot with the leg and everything.
Oh,
I was
that's
like,
right.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, that was a weird E3 all around. Everybody was,
Yeah, it was.
fucking on crack. That
They were.
demonstration.
They
They were
were.
really. But I mean the one for the Xbox One. I remember there was like a closed room demonstration, and it just showed like this thing could detect how much pressure you were applying to particular parts of your body, and it could detect facial recognition and be like, "Oh, are you happy during this point in the game?" And it sort of takes that data into account. I was like, Jesus Christ! It was. And I think it was a heart rate monitor too, so it could actually detect if you were feeling excited or not.
Oh my.
So
That'd make a lot of horror
It's-
games terrifying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually sitting there going, human is applying pressure to certain part of his body vigorously, heart rate escalated, face contorting, he is either in pain or rapture.
And it said it just like that.
Exactly.
Well, that's robot voice. You guys didn't know that? That's what your Xboxes sound like, kids. Take it from me. I hear them.
Oh, that's
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So are you
So-
upset about Fable? Because I sort of played the first one, then I didn't play the other one. So
Played the second one, and I don't know why.
The first one was my favorite game on the Xbox.
the
On the
original
original Xbox, yes. It was my favorite game. I loved it. I played that more than I played Bloodborne.
No.
I did.
Yes.
Really? I did
I
like
had-
the first Fable a lot too.
I had roughly about 6 different characters that I would play, and I just wanted to do different builds, different alignments, everything. I even did like range characters and casters in that game. Me.
Wow.
Yeah. And Fable 2 was really kind of a letdown, and Fable 3 was just the biggest letdown. And I never played that one that was Kinect exclusive where you waved your
Fable
hands.
Legends or whatever.
Yeah, there's one. Well, Fable Legends was the one that was coming out.
Oh,
The
fuck numbers,
Fable
apparently.
the Fable one between Legends and 3 was a weird one that was a Kinect exclusive where you shot fireballs and ice at people. But yeah,
Oh.
Fable Legends was the new one that was supposed to come out, and it has it was the 4-player. It was sort of like Evolve. It was 4-on-1, and
Oh,
like
I
the-
remember that, yeah.
the one guy would be the villain, and he was the whole architect throwing traps at everything. Sort of like a really, really angry and inadequate feeling DM, and just throwing just shit all over the players trying to get through it. So, but alas, we'll never see it unless it goes to another studio.
That's right. Someone actually asked Bill Gates if they were ever going to make another Age of Empires.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll see what he can do."
I don't care because money.
He's
As he
actually-
twirls his non-existent mustache.
It's kind of funny you say that about him, but he demoted himself from the richest person in the world because he donated so much of his money.
Oh, I know. I listen to NPR all the time. I hear nothing but the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So I know the dude is like a saint, but I just hate the Xbox right now. So I can't be nice to it. I can't. I look at it and I'm like, fuck you. What do you think you
Charlie,
are?
you
Looking at me,
realize he's probably not in charge of it, right?
Heather.
What?
I understand a lot of things. But I can hope. What I hope is that he gets his feelings hurt by me. So,
Okay.
which he won't. Why? Because money. Haha, it's all cyclical. I'm evil. So,
Oh.
oh,
Has anyone played Far Cry Primal?
Far Primal? Yes, I have. I have indeed. You have questions about Far Cry Primal?
I do. I haven't played it, but I have a question about Far Cry in general. Is there
Please.
like a general storyline that connects them, or are they just
No.
Far Cry?
They're all individual.
God, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just curious because they all have the same name, so I didn't know if they had anything in common or if they decided that this is the name that they're having.
Jungles and good graphics,
All right.
I'd have to say. Far Cry Primal is really interesting because, you don't have guns. You do have assholes who keep on running at you, and just like an endless supply of people trying to kill you, and animals that sneak up at you at the worst possible times. But also you have the ability to sneak into an entire cannibal caveman settlement and stealth kill all of them without even, raising an alarm. So that's fun. And
You're stealthy?
dude, in that game I am. It's so weird. It is so weird. Yeah, I am not stealthy anywhere else but in that game because I don't want things taking a bite out of me at night.
That's fair.
So far I have a white wolf, because I'm looking for the brown striped one, which looks really awesome. It's like brownish reddish fur, and it has like a stripe going down its body. It's really an awesome looking wolf. I want that one, but I have the white wolf, much like Geralt of Rivia right now, and I got my bow and I got my owl that can throw bees at people.
Nice.
Your
Random
owl throws
combination.
bees at people?
My owl throws bees at people. My owl, I can shift. I can do the to get the owl to come down, and he actually flies over it. And if he sees a bad guy, I can press one of the triggers as long as I've crafted them, and it throws a bee bomb down. And not to be confused with Nintendo and the bomb. No, you throw a BEE bomb down on these on unsuspected guys, and the swarm is like all around them. Like you're running past a guy, and the guy's like, ah, suffering from my worst nightmare of bees, and it's like just if you run by him too close, you have to swat the bees off.
That reminds me of BioShock.
I also found out that everything in prehistory burns.
Like
Like-
fire?
Everything's
Well-
Or
flammable.
did you
Everything's flammable. Thank you, Max. Everything is flammable. Like if you have a torch and if you swing it at something, everything is ignited. All the grass is ignited. All the trees are ignited. Everything is on fire.
Well, I didn't have water.
You're right next to a river. Oh my god! The first time I was playing Far Cry Primal, I was
Far Cry.
I want to sneak up on. I was trying to sneak up on one of the villages, and TK was with me, and she was watching it, and I wanted to sneak down on a rival camp, so I went into the water, and I'm swimming around, and I turn around, and there is an alligator, giant prehistoric alligator, right friggin' there, looking at me, and I'm like, oh no! So I had to like run and get out of the water real quick. I shot like every arrow I had on that thing and threw every spear that I could make, and it finally died. That was a bit of a sticky situation. So I didn't know that there were crocodiles that I had to worry about. I found turtles.
Oh, is there crafting in the game?
Oh, there is. There is definitely crafting. You get resources, you craft all your arrows, all of your spears, all of your like traps, everything. So there's nothing that you just find. It's like and like the only arrows that you find in people are arrows that you shot into people.
Nice. You can collect them.
Yeah. Like Legolas. Run right up. You're like a prehistoric Legolas. There's a club you can get. Hit people with. I don't use the club though. I use the spear mainly, and I use the arrows. But yeah, it's a fun game. It really is fun. You can send out your animals to attack people. Like the wolf, you can go like, hey, bite that guy in the face. He's like, alright, and he just runs over and just the guy's dead. Got no face and he's dead. Yeah. Let that sink in.
Will do.
That's
Life.
something. That's
So,
something.
I hope I answered your question about Far Cry Primal and Far Cry in general. Are you playing anything good lately, Max?
I was playing some Golden Sun a little earlier. This is a DS game from 2010 called Golden Sun Dark Dawn, and I bought it probably a year or two after it came out, and then never got to finish it. So I'm pushing my way through that, and unfortunately, I have a penchant for JRPGs, so I have a backlog of
Right.
those, including that one. But aside from that, just Smash Brothers. Just a lot of Smash Brothers.
Max
An
has a
unhealthy
problem.
amount. Yeah. Unhealthy amount of Smash Bros. It would
No, no, definitely not. Every time that game lets you know how many thousand of matches you've played, it's like, oh,
Notice he said
Tell me
thousands.
yeah. It's like, oh, I think within a 2 to 3 month period, I got from 4,000 to 5,000 matches. It was like, oh, I didn't want to stop. I'm still not stopping.
No one's asking you to stop. No one's asking you.
I don't have a problem then?
Well, look, you may have a problem, you may not have a problem. It's not that kind of podcast. So,
If it was, we'd have to talk to Charlie about BloodBorne.
yeah, you would.
Yep.
And we'd have to talk to Heather about Assassin's Creed.
Heather hasn't beat the game yet. It doesn't count.
Still?
No, because I have to record.
Yeah. Oh, boo-hoo. She has to record. God.
Your idea.
Yep, well, there you go.
Just
And
saying.
of course, she blames me.
It's the way of the world.
But you were saying about Smash Brothers? Did you?
Yeah, I started going to some tournaments at a local place, and there are a lot of good players there. I'm all right. I definitely started to learn some of the more intricate details of how things work, how physics work in that game, and I part of me doesn't want to play competitively because I just love the fun aspect of it, but the competitive aspect is so alluring, just like it kind of fulfills that need for something very twitchy, which a lot of games aren't nowadays. So playing that is just it's bliss. It's just bliss. Also, the history of characters in there are so well represented in such a good way that I don't know. There are 58 characters in that whole game, and they're all really unique. I mean, a couple clones aside, they're all really good, and I like playing every single one of them. While people might have a main, I'm like, all. I'll take all.
I'll try this one tonight. I'll try that one tonight.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, but aside from that, just playing through a bunch of older stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Heather, what are you playing?
Assassin's Creed.
I knew it. Playing that right now, aren't you?
Yep.
Are
I'll be
you
super
enjoying...
over-leveled for the better half of this game.
That's because I don't know where to find the other syrup mission, and I'm insisting that you do a lot of side quests until I catch up to you. So you're leveling like a mofo, and then I forget I'm looking for
I'm
the
max
syrup
level,
mission.
Charlie.
Oh, that's great. I totally forgot that there was a syrup mission, and I've just been doing the deadly dreadful crimes missions. So I got to find the syrup.
What now?
The last
There's a syrup.
It's actually really fun.
Yeah.
You gotta say. There's like a whole planning. I don't know how much you like planning, but there's a whole planning stage before it. It's great.
The thing is, I'm playing as Jacob, so there's not much planning.
Well, true, but there's really no choice.
It's crazy because I think the missions you're doing, I'd probably be better suited doing, and I know that the deadly crimes, the dreadful crimes missions, you would completely love. Unfortunately, they're just on the PS4. Because it's all the whodunit ones. It's all the crime scene investigating. It's all the stuff that you loved from Unity.
Yeah.
Just done so much better.
Those were fine.
Yeah, those were the only good parts. So you're enjoying yourself though with the game?
Yes, I am. I can't wait to play more.
You're playing it right now. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, actually more of the story.
You can play as much of the story as it lets you. I don't mind.
I'll just record it all and then you can just figure it out.
I think that's a great idea. Go for it.
All right, cool. Will do.
There you go, folks. Behind the scene recording at the bar.
Yeah, were we supposed to tell people that?
Well, the other day I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, I could play the Jacob missions.
Yes, play all.
He doesn't need those.
So there's actually a point where you can't play as Eevee anymore?
Yep.
Fuck, come on.
I'm okay with that, because then I can actually play the game.
Wow. Well, you have the Maharaja missions.
Yeah, I still don't know what those are, but,
Did you download them?
No. Maybe that's why I don't know where they are.
You probably might want to get on that.
I thought they might auto-download since it was a season pass.
God, no. Come on. You want things to actually work?
I don't know.
Come on now. Crazy. Hey, somebody just signed on. Interesting. So, Craig.
What happens?
Yeah.
Craig!
Yes.
What are you playing, guy?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm not playing.
What are you not playing?
The Division.
Ooh.
You know why?
Why?
Because, someone at Ubisoft who designed the intro part figured it would be okay to have everyone have to sign in on one computer on a table that, can be blocked by other players.
Are
So
shitting me?
you can't actually continue on the game until you type onto the laptop on the table. And when there's people in front of it, it doesn't register as you actually doing it, even though you see yourself doing it.
Oh,
So
is that
people
why
are
it's
just
the game
trolling.
of lines?
So people have signed in and just stand there. So you can't get past like literally the intro house
That's
to get you
great.
into the game.
People are such pricks. I hate people. I
Can you
just
start offline and then play?
Nope.
no.
Huh.
It's all online game.
See, last night it must have been just people were really excited just to go out there and get going, or maybe they just didn't figure out they could do that. Excuse me. Didn't figure out that they could do that yet because I was able to. I did a couple side missions and then I went back and I was able to sign in on that computer thing and get to it. But shit, that's So the game is super good.
It is.
Tough. Tougher than the beta.
Some sponge bullets or bullet sponges.
I said sponge bullets don't sound like that.
Sponge bullets, square pants.
Just saying.
Yeah, I've been doing some crafting in that. Some micromanaging of resources.
Have
Or
you
you can
built
just-
anything good?
I built a Scar assault rifle or a marksman rifle that can take things down in like 3 hits. It was one of the blue weapons. I also built a blue backpack. I think raised the capacity to 40. I know that these stats are all we're out there in the wild. You can probably find better gear, but to have a slight edge in the beginning is great because damn, it get real hard.
Does it
I
get
need-
hard? Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, yes, it does. Wait,
You
what?
get real hard.
Woo!
I
Oh, should I finish that sentence?
Yeah, yes, please go right
Does that have to
ahead.
do with the pressure?
I
Or whatever it was you were saying about the connect?
Does it get harder progressively, or is it like how when you choose to go to an area, you were saying there's a difficulty setting, right?
There is a difficulty setting. Unfortunately, I didn't actually check it out yet because I walked past it before I
Oh.
did the mission. So the mission was probably on normal, but I guess the beta was on super easy, or it was just like, this is our normal. And then everybody says, we need a challenge because people are masochists and not old like me. And
Or people just assholes.
oh,
You can say that.
I'm going with assholes really, but no, I think you can select the level of challenge that you want before you go in there. It's like a matchmaking. It's like there's a little button that selects matchmaking and difficulty. If only there was someone who has played the game extensively within the past 24 hours who could tell me about that. That might be on this podcast. Or maybe even be able to text me it if he can't actually talk
God?
about it. Maybe
because he's playing it right now.
maybe he's playing it right now and he can't talk and he's like, this is a stupid podcast and I'm not even on it, so
Yes.
fuck those guys. Oh my god!
It's like
You
he
get-
heard us.
You can change the difficulty of each mission if you choose.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Randall. We love you!
I hope
He's
that
a
actually
yes man.
records and doesn't cut off halfway like it usually does.
Well,
stick
what's
your
it
voice
gonna
in there when
go?
you record
What's it gonna be like?
Pretty much.
Thank you, Randall.
Yeah.
That's Randall. Everybody, give a big hand for Randall. Yeah, for Randall.
Only one big hand.
What?
What?
Does that have to do with the pressure thing again? But yeah, the Division is fun. I like it. I hope Craig gets to play it soon. Might have to
Charlie
jump
misses
on.
him.
I was missing him last night when I got into the second area of a first mission that I was like soloed in the beta, and I got killed like 10 times. I was like, gee, I wonder if Craig's home from work, and I looked over at the clock and I'm like, nope, Craig's not home yet. Gonna have to do this again.
Sarah
So finally,
McLaughlin music plays in the background.
Right? Oh, I used to love Sarah McLaughlin. I had a big crush on Sarah McLaughlin for a while, back in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, so yeah. I thought she was beautiful. Yep.
Now it's just sad animal commercials.
Yeah, she just does sad animals commercials, and it's like, okay, Sarah, please.
Yep.
Every time I see him,
It's like I have
no.
two, I can't have any more. As much as I would like to.
You were saying, Max?
No, I just every time I see it happen, I'm like, oh no, not again, please.
I know.
You just you can't open the door because there's so many dogs in your house. Why do they keep on playing the commercial? And every single one of these dogs is fucked up.
Start throwing your credit card at the TV.
Take it. Take the money. Leave me alone. But that's good though. I mean, maybe I can throw some elbows. We can join games tonight. I can throw some elbows to like barge in there and say, "Hey, let him in."
Yeah, we could try it.
Like a bad club.
Like a piece of wood with a nail in it kind of club.
That's a pretty bad club.
Mm-hmm.
Like the accessory that came with the very first Spawn figure. Board with nail was the
Yeah.
accessory.
That's right, it was.
Nothing says I live amongst the homeless and I have demonic powers than a piece of wood with a nail stuck through it as a melee weapon. So
It was really helpful in Silent Hill.
that's true. Never thought of it that way. So I think Craig, oh no, I'm sorry. I think Max and Dave and I have the same collective anticipation boner because I'm just gonna leave it there.
Because of Dark Souls 3?
Because Dark Souls 3. Yeah, guy.
Yeah.
It's coming
Oh,
out
man.
soon.
Oh my god. Is it a month and a little more than a month?
I think it's a little more than a month. But I don't want it to be that long. I looked at I watched some of Vachi Vidya's he did a playthrough and Sunlight Blade did a couple they all okay, get this shit. They were all sequestered to this one place where they could play it for like 4 hours. You know, the only stipulation being they could only record 45 minutes of it. But they were still able to go out there, play it, and record. And the hub world, or the hub, the Firelink Shrine, is just filled with little goodies. And although you're not technically undead in this one, there are ways around that, and it's really interesting to see, like with the lore stuff that goes on with it, and the brand new bosses. It looks. I never played the first Dark Souls or Demon Souls. I played the first Dark Souls for a little bit, but I never played Demon Souls. I only played a little of Dark Souls, but Dark Souls 3 just looks like with the combat, it looks like medieval Bloodborne. What do you think, Max?
So yeah, it's the speed of it is definitely around Bloodborne, but from what I hear, there is a hub world, and you sort of are teleported to different lands, which is exactly like Demon Souls. So, and I actually like that structure. I thought that was fine. I didn't like the way they did it in Dark Souls 2, where even though you had a hub, you still had like long branching paths to other lands, which, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it felt I don't know. I don't know what the hell is wrong. Like collectively, I wish I could give an impression why I don't like Dark Souls 2 that much. It's like a lot of little things, but it felt like there was too much bloat, and like while Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne have like they have a good amount of content without feeling just like too much. It's so weird to say. Like it's more like, oh man, there's so much to do here, and I'm like, in Dark Souls 2, I'm a little bit more like, I am tired. When is this over?
Dave and I ran into that problem. Oh yeah. I also think that, a lot of people criticize Bloodborne for like, there aren't enough weapons. When I was playing Dark Souls 2, I had roughly 100 weapons in my inventory. I used 2.
2? Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I used the Smelter Sword and the... you get the set right as you start the game and drop down from the giant sword that's in the wall after you fight the dude with the ballistas. Shit.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
It's a whole set.
Yeah.
The shield, negates physical damage. I know Dave is listening to this right now and screaming it into the speakers right now. I can't hear you, Dave. I'm sorry. That's how radio works.
Speaker's not our microphone.
Your speaker's not a microphone, Dave. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It starts with an A. Whatever. And then I got Lucatil's sword at the end, and I was okay. But yeah, it was, and plus most of it, since I was regular, just sword and shield dude, most of the game was just following Dave around, because Dave... Okay, when it comes to Bloodborne, or Dark Souls 2, Dave takes things way too fucking far.
Not Dave.
Dave had, this thing that could, maybe kill a boss in, 3 hits. Because he was a caster, and he loves the game so much that he just went nuts and just built up this character and was like, oh, I have something new to show you. Oh, what's that? Oh, God, there's a boss here. Well, the boss is done. Okay. And you're going back to your world. That's cool. That's cool. Do I get to hit anything? But at the same time, it's just like, I don't want to hit this thing. Because some of the bosses just got to be, frankly, a little boring.
Yeah, it was kind of like the same repetitive motion with a lot of those bosses. And while in Bloodborne, you sort of had different situations. Granted, you were moving around still, but your spatial awareness for each of the bosses was completely different.
Oh yeah, and plus the DLC kind of turned it on its ear when your whole entire tactic from the first boss to the last was roll away, then run in and hit, whereas when you fight Ludwig, you have to roll into his attacks. It's counterintuitive to what you've been doing the entire game.
Yeah, exactly.
And it shook it up, and it was really interesting.
Now, you said someone else made Dark Souls 2, right?
Yes.
Yes. It was still from Software, but the director of Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 3 was not on the project. I think he supervised on some aspects regarding the story, but aside from that, it was a different director.
Because Miyazaki did Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Dark Souls 3.
And Demon Souls.
And Demon Souls. Oh shit!
So
I really
Demon
gotta
Souls
play Demon
was
Souls.
first?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Demon Souls is more of a... Well, I mean, all those games are kind of a throwback, a spiritual throwback to Kingsfield, which I don't know. Have you guys ever heard any of them?
I've heard of it. Never
I-
played it though. Or
Yes. What is this
It-
Kingsfield you speak of?
They're first-person RPGs a la... I'm trying to think what you
Mode.
can compare them to. What was it? Oh, gee.
Sorry.
But they came up around the launch of the PlayStation 1, and they were interesting. They were a little slow. I think they were kind of offbeat in a weird way. But they made 3 of them, and then they made a couple other games in a similar vein. It's actually kind of similar to the Souls games. Like, you have this core Souls series, but then you have stuff like BloodBorne, and they kind of did a similar thing with that setup. But yeah, you leveled up a character. The Moonlight Sword was in it. Like, that's where that sword comes from. So
That's
from
a
just
mainstay.
like, that's a mainstay. I think they're also in the. I think it's also in the Armored Core games too. But yeah, they were okay. And then the Souls games came, and it's just like, whoa, these are
Like, you
good.
go too far from software. Moonlight Greatsword should not be in a tank game or an Armored Core game.
damn it.
Who do you think you are? But luckily for me, because I how do I put this nicely? Since I took
Oh
my
my.
360, I put chains around it and threw it on the bottom of an ocean. I have the
Oh.
I wanted it to suffer. That's why I littered.
So, why'd the ocean have to suffer?
Because I don't think it was enough that just the 360 suffered.
He said suffer with me.
That's exactly what I did. Just like that dude, that crazy ass dude with the one eye
This is
and
why we can't have
Black
nice
Ops 2.
things.
I know, right? But yes. Since I chained it and threw it into the bottom of the ocean, I haven't been able to play anything on my 360, and thankfully for the backwards compatibility, I can play all the. It's great. I only play old games now on my Xbox One. Like, the only time I play new games is if I play the occasional Dragon Ball, or if I play any of the debaucheries. But and thankfully Dark Souls is becoming backwards compatible, so that's cool. I'll be able to play that, maybe do a couple of videos on it, who knows. But the cool thing was, now that with this update, and I'm going to be the first one to say thank you very much, Microsoft, for listening to your fans and your consumers. We can now, for preview members, can do the Skype thing or not Skype, but when you're broadcasting on Twitch, everybody in the party can be heard.
Oh, wait, what preview thing?
If you're
I
part
don't
of the
have
preview
Dashboard.
program.
Silly Xboxes thingies.
If you're part of the preview program, you get the updates earlier, and one of the things that they updated or that they're going to be rolling out pretty soon is the ability to do what we have been able to do since we got our PS4s, which is if we're in a party and we're doing Twitch, it can stream our audio, all of our audio, as opposed to just see chapters, I believe 1 through 25 of the Borderlands pre-sequel playthrough I did with Doomed, where you can only hear me, and I sound like a crazy person because I'm just fucking talking to myself for 25 episodes. It was fun. But now you can hear everybody, and the biggest, we had the most fun with this because Heather, Griever, Wolfboy, Trogdor, and myself last Friday played some Gears of War 3 on the Xbox One.
Oh,
Fancy.
And we made videos. And you can hear all of us. Except for George, because he didn't check off the fact that he needed to allow himself to be heard until about... I put it into 5 episodes. We played for 3 hours. 2 hours in.
Nice.
So there's that. And Unfortunately, though, there's a big drawback. Even though you can be in a party, if you're on the Xbox One, you can be in a party with somebody on the 360. Or no, actually, you can play games with a person on the 360 if you have an Xbox One. However, you can't be in a party and you can't hear each other. So, whereas it was cool, because we all had Xbox Ones and it was backwards compatible playing Gears of War 3 on Friday night, on Saturday morning, when I was playing Gears of War 3 with my nephew, who has a 360, he doesn't have a 1 yet, we were playing Horde mode, but you got to kind of organize with that. So I'm constantly like looking down at my phone to see like what he is doing, because he's trying to text me and trying to like fend off the bad guys at the same time. And while it was nice to, play the game with him, it was kind of shitty because I couldn't hear him.
You can go through Skype?
No Skype on the 360. I'm not sure what his setup is.
Computer.
Well, I don't even think he has a computer in his room. So I'm not sure how that would work. So, we'll see.
When I do PC gaming, as we do Skype and Steam.
You're another one of those fancy PC people.
I only play Left 4 Dead, so not really.
PC Master Race.
What?
There you
Who
have
is
it.
Tell
that?
yourself
God,
that, Randall.
God, please
There you have it.
stop. That's words are like weapons; they wound sometimes, just like my best friend Cher would say. God, this guy over here in the sound booth.
So Charlie, since we can play Gears of War 3, is there a new Insanity run gonna happen with you guys?
It might be. It might be in the works. Unfortunately, though, because even though we could play with Craig, we wouldn't be able to hear Craig. It might be we might have to do that Skype thing, but that would mean somebody would have to record the call, and I know I sure she can't do that. We can figure that out, or maybe we can do that Insanity run on Gears of War Judgment, Craig.
I got that for free.
God.
You spent too much.
He
I
won't
like
stop
games are free for some
talking. The whole
reason.
game is about him. He doesn't stop talking.
Craig does not like Baird.
I love Baird.
He won't stop talking.
Yeah, he didn't stop talking, and just like the characters in it were just like, with the exception of Coltrane, but at the same time they really didn't give him much to do in the entire thing. So it's like the Marcus Cole that Augustus Cole that you grew to love through the other 3 games really had just nothing to do in this game.
Marcus Cole.
Yeah, I got Marcus Phoenix and Augustus Cole.
Did you see
Mixed
the next Gears of War? You play his son.
Yeah.
JD
it's like
Phoenix.
JD.
JD. I'm surprised he wasn't named after Dom.
Or Dom.
Poor Dom. He just one of the most out of place moments in Gears of War 2. I gotta tell you, man. You play a bunch of roided out dudes running around with chainsaw guns, and then you just have this horrible, poignant, emotional moment right in the middle of the game. I'm like, what? Stop. just stop it.
Stop making me feel feelings.
This shouldn't be happening.
We're men.
And then the same thing happened in 3. I'm like, stop it.
And thus I learned man roll on the piano.
Yes.
Because of that game.
Fucking. So yeah, damn, man. But I do love those games. I really do, with the exception of Judgment. Judgment was a piece of shit, but the rest of them were really good.
They were.
And
It's
I was shit.
It was a pretty solid 3 series.
It was. It really was. And I was shit talking Trevor because, Trevor and Luke, they have lives and they do things. And I know that they work a lot, but that doesn't stop me from teasing them. I do love you guys. I really do. You're my Tien and my Yamcha. I love you guys. But I was teasing Trevor on on Twitter that we were going to do another Insanity run without him. And we were just going to use, like, Griever and Heather and Trogdor. So, oh my god.
That's supposed to mean.
That would mean, my friend, that we would have to put up with Dave screaming every time something snuck up on him.
Oh, I thought you meant because you were like the B team or something.
No, not the B team at all. Are you kidding me? We made it to level 40 on Horde. The only time we actually made it to level... The only time we made it to level 50 was the same night, and everybody was just like, I love how... And you know what? I'm calling you out, Tan, because I gave you plenty of chances to be on this show. So now I'm calling you out. The only time we made it to level 50 in Horde is when Tan got us to level 45, then got bored, and said, okay, I'm going to leave now. You have my level 2 tower. As long as you keep that active, you'll be fine. Like, but Tan, we're at level 45. There's only 5. Yeah, I'm bored, though, so I'll see you guys later. And then Tan left, and the first thing that happened, the fucking tower got annihilated.
It's true.
But we were able to pull it together. We got it to level 50. We died several times, and then luck shined down upon us because those flying things came down that are easier to kill than a clicker or a ticker or whatever the fuck its name is.
Click ticker.
Tigger.
Thank you.
From
Click
Disney.
ticker.
Left, something less.
Left.
Less of us.
Yeah.
Something zombie.
Yeah. Hey, wow. Look at that. But, and those 2 flying things came down, and we just annihilated. We walked over those, and we won Horde mode. But unfortunately, we only made it to level 40 because Griever totally jinxed us. And since he's going to be on next week, I'm going to give him... Griever. It's your fear, Griever. He's going to be on next week, so we're totally going to give him shit for that. And, what was I going to say? Yeah, and even though we only got to level 40, we did end up playing some Beast Mode after that, and that was fucking fun.
I love Beast Mode.
Beast Mode is so awesome. Have you ever played Beast Mode, Max?
No. Actually, I've only played through Gears of 1 in the campaign once, and then a tiny bit of multiplayer.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it.
Well, in 3, there's a Horde mode that was started, I believe, in 2. And it's just waves and waves of increasingly difficult. They were the guys who deemed Horde mode.
Okay.
And in Gears of War 3, you can play Beast mode, which is, Horde's counterpart, where you play as levels go up, you can unlock different bad guys, and you take out the good guys. And it's extraordinarily fun to play because all of these, you can play as a berserker, and it's just magical.
That sounds really
Everything
fun.
dies.
You just run into it?
Yep. You run into it, you pound the ground, everything.
Cool.
It's just horrible. And I like Gears also because I'm good at Gears.
Yeah, what do you find, compared to other first-person shooters, or just in, is there
Compared
something
to
about it?
any other game, because I suck at video games, Gears is the only thing I really don't suck at, because, I never tried to toot my own horn, but, I was probably number 1 kills a lot of the times during hard mode, right?
Yes.
So, Heather is the best ever at Assassin's Creed.
She is.
Oh, yeah.
And then sometimes she's polite about it.
And other times
All you
she's
hear
not.
is you see your screen just fill up with a poisonous gas cloud, and you hear, "Sorry."
Yeah. Yeah. And Randall is good at all video games, especially Destiny and Division and all other games, because he's Randall and he likes making me look bad.
Except XCOM. I guess he didn't really play.
Didn't
it.
really dig it. That's fine.
Oh no, I like XCOM. I just haven't gotten back to it.
Oh shit, son! Got us back. And Craig is Mr. Metal Gear. And Max is Mr. Bloodborne.
I do fancy myself a Metal Gear though.
Gear.
A gear.
Metal Gear.
No, Gears is Gears of War.
Oh.
No, thank you. Metal Gear.
Oh, gear.
I looked about making gear armor for a cosplay, and I was looking at like instructions. I'm like, well, nope. Abandoned that thought.
Yeah, you would have to like, because Max, by the way, Heather is amazing at cosplay as well. She does all her own outfits, and they're absolutely amazing.
Oh, nice.
What would go into building like a full set of cog armor?
Well, what I looked up and it was a while ago is you make everything out of the papkira, whatever it's called, first,
Okay.
and then mostly foam for that one. Because I also looked into making Halo armor, and that one's fiberglass.
Yeah, that's
So
itchy.
I'm like, I don't care enough.
That's
Not that
itchy.
into that.
Build like carbon fiber yawner armor. It's actually bulletproof.
Weighs 10,000 pounds.
Shit.
Crushes my chest.
Boy, did this backfire. But what are you doing lately? Project that you're working on?
I'm working on my Lady Gambit.
Ah, very good. Very good.
The lighting it up process didn't go so well, so that's gonna be
There was a fire.
different part. There was not a fire. I thought I could use lights as lacing, but it just makes it look funky, so I
Oh,
have to
okay.
figure out what I want to light up next. And I think it might be the coat, but I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Because the coat's very far off.
Yeah, there's Heather recently put up some pictures on her Facebook and such of the Winter Soldier cosplay. Then that's just, you did such a good job on that, dude.
Thanks!
That was kind of scary.
I went and worked for the Boulder International Film Festival, where there was a gala, and we were supposed to be our characters all night. You know what's really hard to be at a party? Antisocial. So I just basically pretended to be security and stare at everyone. And glare.
There you go.
Except for like half the people didn't know who I was, so they kept calling me a terrorist.
Oh.
Wow.
And I was like, yes, I'm a terrorist. It's exactly what I would dress up like in this day and age.
Well,
Best
technically,
cosplay, Hene.
Thank you.
oh.
But that was
that's-
my adventure.
At the same time, though, Winter Soldier wasn't exactly, a good guy at first,
Well, yeah, but still.
Oh. Bucky was.
I'm not dressed up like a terrorist. But then,
Yeah.
I also, or they thought I was from Mad Max. But,
Mad Max, Jesus.
this one lady got really angry
Oh?
at me because I had a gun with a giant orange tip on it. I
They
was
got
like,
mad at
okay.
you with an orange-tipped gun?
Yeah. She's like, I know they're fake, but they just make me uncomfortable. I'm like, lady, I freaking hate guns. I'm
But you
afraid
need
of
them
them.
for the costume.
I'm actually afraid of guns, but this is fake, and I don't actually have bullets for it. Or airsoft pellets, or whatever the heck they're called. But it was just funny. I'm like, oh, okay. And then the one lady came up to me. I also, during this entire time, I wasn't allowed to have my glasses. So
no.
it was a very blind night.
Blind and antisocial.
This one lady comes up to me and she's like, you shouldn't point that gun at people. I wasn't planning on it. Thanks.
But now,
Haven't done it yet.
But now that you mention it,
I was just like, thanks. Wish I thought of
oh my
that.
God.
So it was interesting, to say the least.
Well, don't let it discourage you in any way. People are idiots.
Well,
They are.
just not very great acting. I was just sitting there going like, they didn't tell me there was acting involved. Like, you're not allowed to break character. I'm like, I will just glare at everyone in the corner and stand in the corner like security. That's all I can think of doing now.
She just had a picture of Chris Evans and been like, "Oh, Steve."
Have
But-
you seen this man?
Picture
Have you seen
him as the Human Torch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Confuse
Yeah.
people.
It's like I'm looking for Deadpool and hold up like the Green Lantern picture of Ryan Reynolds.
Well, that's in the movie.
Still haven't seen that movie. I have to see it.
It's in the beginning, so it's not really a spoiler, I guess. There's a lot of
'Cause
references to himself in the beginning.
I've heard from many, many people, yourself and Max included, that Deadpool is a great movie. So
Go see it.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time. It was like, I was actually kind of surprised.
I can't go see it now. It's too late.
Sure you can.
Oh,
Sure you
really? Did they take it out already?
Well, no. It's just, it's late at night.
Oh,
He was actually he's very concerned for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man.
No, it made
That's-
way too much movie money to be
Too much
taken
movie
out. Yeah.
money.
Too much movie money. Movie money.
Too much
Too
movie.
much stuff.
Oh, speaking of movies, we're talking to you on Thursday because magic, but tomorrow, March 11th, go see Me, Him, Her in the movie theater or on demand or through iTunes or PlayStation Network or Xbox Store, whatever. Watch it.
What
'Cause you're
is it?
Just- It's the movie from Max Landis that he wrote and directed, and that he was only given $100 to market.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was shitty, really shitty. Because they're like, "Oh, you make viral videos." So it's like, I don't know how to make viral videos. But
You just make them.
yeah.
So,
You just,
so the
just put them on the internet.
the video with the baby or little kid
it's amazing.
that was funny.
Yeah, that was he's trying, and I really just hope that the fans, will get the word out. This is what I'm trying to do through here. Just get the word out. Tell your friends. If you're not going to watch it, just tell your friends about it. It's about an actor who, like an action star, like really popular actor. He wants to come out, and the execs are telling him no, just, hide it, whatever. And he's talking to his best friend. His best friend accidentally outs him to the entire media. There's a whole big fiasco, and it just looks really well done. It looks really funny. It looks really awesome. Go see it. And if
he
you
actually-
see it, leave a comment down below. You might just win something.
He actually made it a couple years ago, didn't he?
He made it in 2013. And
My brain's naive for a second, and I couldn't figure out. I was going to ask you where he was coming out from.
the other room. He's right over there.
Stuff.
Well, the closet apparently, but
Yes. Yes, very
I'm just
good.
thinking, I'm like, where is he coming out of? Oh,
Oh, right. So,
I
and then
forgot
his
that
best
scene.
friend ends up sleeping with a lesbian. It's really weird. So, I don't know how that's going to work out, how that shakes out, but he's very excited about it. He really wants people to see it. And, of course, since Max Landis is one of the national treasures of Team DBAH, I have to encourage people to go and foster
Charlie
his
keeps
art.
him in his closet. Only lets him
No,
out
I
on
ju-
days.
Are you kidding me? That guy is so, like, hyper all the time. I could not keep him anywhere around here. I like my stuff. I don't want it broken. He's like a Tasmanian devil, a really skinny, rainbow-haired Tasmanian devil.
That's kind of accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? But, yes, Max Landis, of course, joining the ranks of people like Yuri Lowenthal, Garrus Vakarian, DMX, national treasures of Team DBAH. things that we have statues erected to in the halls of justice that is Team DBAH. And please support their works. So. Oh, you know what, Craig? I did not know. I did not know, and you probably told me this, and I didn't register it. It's like the singularity has happened because I didn't realize that Sam Drake is voiced by Troy Baker. So you have Nolan North and Troy Baker now not only in the same game, but brothers in the same game. It's like...
That's right.
The singularity of voice acting has occurred. Troy Baker.
What game is it?
Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. That's a PlayStation.
Unlike Last of Us, where they fight each other.
Yeah, well, I gotta tell you, that game gave me a lot of respect for Nolan North's voice work, because for the first time, Nolan North didn't sound like Nolan North. I couldn't pick out that that's Nolan North. Like, you told me, oh, Nolan North is in the game, and I played him. Like, okay, who's Nolan North? Like, oh, that guy. Like, what? Shut up. And then I watched it, because that's always my reaction. I'm a very violent person, and, shut up now! So I won't believe it. But violent in my speech. I'm not a violent person. I'm not super, throwing fisticuffs all the time.
Unless someone
throwing
offers
axes
you
at
mangoes.
I have to go. I'll see you guys.
You don't like mangoes?
Max, the short answer is I don't like mangoes.
Not even a nice dried mango?
Not especially not a dried mango. It's people like you and people like Craig pushing your goddamn mango agenda on me that's really gonna make me angry one day, and I'm just gonna start yelling and throwing things.
Yelling.
Mangoes love you. There's no agenda. It's just they just want you to kill them and eat them. That's all.
Would you
It's
eat them
fine.
on a train? Would you eat them on a plane?
I will not eat them on a train. I will not eat them on a plane. I will not eat them with some grain. I will not eat them with a pane.
We can make our own
glass.
Cat in the Hat DBAH book.
Yeah. Mango, no. But you know what happens at the end? I still don't like fucking mangoes. And fuck it, I'll make the joke. Or eating them. Okay, fine. Ha ha, I made the joke.
I don't get it.
I don't get
I
it.
said I don't like fucking mangoes.
I
Yeah,
legitimately didn't get it. Just gotta say.
But anyway. Now I gotta put fucking mangoes. Oh, no, sorry. I gotta put mangoes as a tag in this
No, I get the
stupid
fucking mangoes. Get it right.
fucking mangoes.
God,
Anyway.
mangoes.
Guess what time it is, kids? I think it's time to
Tool
wrap
time.
things up.
Okay.
No, it's not tool time. I would like to thank. I would like.
That was good.
And now
Thank you.
15 minutes of Tim Allen.
Have you ever heard there's a Tim Allen,
Oh, boy.
was it audio clip of it going backwards? It's great.
Oh no.
No. Really?
Yeah.
What does it sound like?
It just, fantastic.
Wow.
There you have
Well,
it.
there you have it, kids.
See if I can find
I would like to thank Max for being our special guest star tonight. Thank you so much, dude.
Oh, thank you very much for having me again. I appreciate this.
No, I appreciate it.
No,
Bottom of my heart. This is so...
Oh dear.
fucking appreciate it.
We're going to talk about this tomorrow at work. Okay?
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
You in trouble?
Might have to leave the gate open on the bear pit. Anyway.
No.
Oh yeah. Heather, thank you so much for being here tonight. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And of course, Craig, thank you so much for being here and your endless support. Thank you so much.
Thank you for always being you.
I appreciate that. And see, I shook up the status quo big time, kids, because I started at the special guest and went back to Craig, as opposed to starting with Craig and went to the special guest.
Oh,
I'm
You just don't
shaking
think it's
things up.
special.
I'm moving and shaking.
See how it is.
I think Max is special. Max is awesome.
oh, thank you. You're awesome.
Thank you.
You're all awesome.
See?
Oh.
He thinks Heather's awesome, and he thinks that Craig is awesome, and he thinks that Randall's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See? I'm glad you didn't make fun of me for saying awesome.
Do you say it again?
Oh,
Slower.
Oh wow.
Say it
Interesting.
slower.
It again.
Oh, and big thank you to Randall for doing all the recording and everything, and the editing.
All the
Thank
work.
you so much, man. We appreciate it every single week.
Hey, no problem.
Without this guy, there's no podcast. It would just be us sitting here talking to each other. Without it
Like
being
normal human beings.
like normal human beings.
Normal human beings.
It's like I can't have a conversation unless I'm being recorded.
Human
Anyway,
beings or human beans?
Human
Both.
beans. Beans.
Beans, like green
Love
beans.
beans. Like garbanzo beans.
Like the coffee shop.
Fuck yeah. So, I would like to say thanks so much for listening, folks. Please remember to swing by youtube.com/Team DBAH to check out our videos that you get 6 days a week. That's nothing to sneeze at. So remember, click like, click subscribe, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, go over to teamdba.com where you can listen to this and every other podcast that we've done, as well as there are links to Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Player FM, where you can take this podcast on the road with you, listen to it, keep it close to your heart. You can check out the pull list that comes out every Wednesday from Jake, where Jake tells you what comic books you should be reading for the week. And of course, there's the monthly Loot Crate review from Jamie. And if you're feeling generous, if you click the store link right there on the site, it'll take us to our cafepress.com/Team DBAH store, where you can check out our merch. So thanks a lot for your consideration. Thank you much for your continued love and downloads. I've been Charlie Danger 82. This has been the official Team DBAH podcast number 131. We'll see you next week, folks, and please remember, don't be a hero. Good night.